up in the Gucci. So, all right. So we start recording right now. We live on Facebook.
Working on that part
We
now.
live. All right. So good people, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, good people. All right. Trinidad, Guyana, Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, New York, North Carolina. We got Florida in the house. Lady T, you listening? UK in the house. Africa in the house right now. Big up yourself right now. All right, good people. Listen, it's a special night this evening. You know what I'm saying? It's a special night. You know why it's a special night? We have the one and only, the legendary Mikey, General in the building right now. What's going on, brother Mike?
Yes, King Rocco, give thanks, man. It's a joy and it's a pleasure to be on UVC radio, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely. How was your day today, brother?
Was very good, you know? Very
Awesome.
good. Give your thanks.
Awesome, awesome. So tell us a little about Mikey General. Who is Mikey General? Where Mikey General ill from?
Well, Mikey General has been singing for a number of years, you know. This year would be 41 years since I've been in the business. I started my career here in Kingston, Jamaica. You know, I started from well, you know, in Jamaica we always start from the church or school choir. So that's where my thing really started, from my church choir and school choir. And then you know, gradually it move up, you know.
Right, right. So tell us a little about Mikey General as a child, growing up in Jamaica.
Well, in Jamaica, it was nice growing up in Jamaica in those days, you know. Those were like the 70s. Jamaica was such a nice place and beautiful place, you know. We had you know, it was a very cultural place. There wasn't so much violence. And, you know, we had some good music coming out in Jamaica at that time, you know. I used to imitate the songs that I would hear on the radio, like Bob Marley, Peter Touch, Big Youth, you know, those singers, Dennis Brown, Sugar Minor, those singers, you know, those people were like the people who influenced me in the music, you know. And you know, while going to school, I would sing in the classrooms when there was free time.
Right.
You know, they would beat the desk and we'd sing and thing. And you know, so I did my first recording while still going to school.
Oh,
you know,
beautiful.
there were sound systems in my community. I used to live in a place named Valentine Garden, but right beside me, my neighbor had a son called Shamrock, and there was another son just across the road at a place called Akiwa. They had a son named Zion, and another son named Maka. So those were the sound systems that I grew up on. And you know, whenever big sounds would pass through the area, like Virgo and Gemini and those big sounds.
Big song, man.
Yeah, I would sing on those songs as well.
Oh,
you know?
beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So tell us, like, man, I mean, what is the difference? I mean, actually going to perform, let's say, in an auditorium on a stage, and you actually going to sing on a song system. What is the difference of the two? I mean,
well, the sound system is more indirect in that, you know, there are other people before you singing on the sound system, and so you just only sometimes you can't even sing you can sing on the sound system and nobody even see who's singing. You know what I mean? But when you're singing on an auditorium or a stage, you have to present yourself to the people. You know, you have to be on the stage and everybody can see you. So sometimes you can get nervous, you know?
Interested.
Because you don't know the reaction of the people. Yeah.
So tell us, Mikey. I mean, the first time you actually went out there in the auditorium on a stage and performed, was it in Kingston, Jamaica?
Yes, it was a girl named Sharon Burke who later became the manager of Bounty Killer and those big artists. She had an agent, I think named Solid Agency. She kept a show in Holy Childhood auditorium. Holy Childhood is a school in Kingston. Right. Yeah, and so she kept, and on that show was Gregory Isaacs and many great singers, you know, but I actually opened the show, you know.
That must have been nerve-wracking, man.
I was very nervous because I was about 16, 17. I was very nervous, and thing, you know. So I went on stage and I sang. But like the people, when I come off a stage, some virgins said to me, say, yeah, you can sing, you know, but next time when you go on stage, you have to move a little bit, you know? So after that, I went to live in England in 1982. I went to live in England and, you know, I was singing on sound systems there like Saxon and Coxsone and those sound systems. Now, which was kind of different, you know, because there were many other artists at the time. There was Papa Levi, Tipper Irie, Asha Senator, Smiley Culture.
Wow,
Those
big
were
names,
like the
man.
big artists at the
Big
time.
names, man.
And then you have, yeah, you know, so those were like the people who were the main people. But I was one of the singers on Saxon Sound, which was like one of the big sounds. So Saxon helped to establish me in music, and you know, because when I was singing with Saxon, they were a big sound and they travel all over the world to play, and they would play Mikey General dubs and things. So that was one of the ways I got myself out there, and I started to do more recording now when I went to England, and that's where my career really developed, and you know.
So that transition moving from Kingston, Jamaica to the United Kingdom, that was like a big break for you in life.
Yeah, big break and a big culture shock too, because England was completely different from Jamaica. You know, I mean, living in a country where majority of the people were like myself, and then living in England now, where I meet so much different peoples and so much different nations. It was a big culture shock, but the music was something that brought me and the people together, because no matter where you are, people like the music. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
GFire, take it away.
So yeah, so one of the things I would like to ask is, you know, one, like, did you have any mentorship, you know, throughout your experiences in England, and what was one of your most earlier memorable performances?
All right. Yes, I had mentorship in England, because at that time there was this great singer, the great Sugar Minott, who would travel from Jamaica to England, and you know, I was good friends with his brother named Earl Minott. So I would whenever Sugar Minott was in England, I would, you know, be amongst them, because me and Earl were friends, and he had a sound called Youthman Promotion, and they had a branch in England. So that was like one of the main places I learned a lot from Sugar Minott. You know, I learned about dub plates, I learned about performance, I learned about singing, I learned about harmony. So he was like one of my great mentors. Yeah. Horace Andy was a mentor too, because when I met Horace Andy, he was staying by my brethren's house in England, and you know, he would encourage me to sing, and you know, and you know, I would go to stage shows with him. Excuse me, sorry. Yes. So my first show I did in England was a place called Unity Center. They had like, it was a community center, and they had a show there with Horace Andy, and I was like the opening act, you know, and I sang and the people them responded well. So that was one of the ways that encouraged me. Because before that, I used to work. I used to do a job. I used to work in a factory when I just went to England. I used to work in a wine factory. But when I started singing and seeing how the people were reacting to me, I decided that I was gonna take singing more serious. And you know, I left the job and started focusing on my music career. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. And so, you know, one of the things I'd like to ask is, I know we were talking a little bit earlier, you know, about different types of, you know, Jamaican music. And this has been a conversation ever since Fonso Black was interviewing a couple of different artists earlier as well. What really inspired you and kind of drove you more towards, you know, a roots and culture type of presentation when it comes to your music?
Well, you know, it was just Rastafari, you know. growing up in Jamaica, I was always singing on the roots and culture side. You know, I believed in singing music to uplift and strengthen people from a young youth. And my first recording was a song called Roots Me Roots. I was about 16 years old, as I told you. I was going to school, and I left school and went to the recording studio in Kingston, Channel 1 recording studio, where, excuse me, yeah, where I recorded that song with Soul Syndicate Band. So that like was like the first recording. So it was always, I was always leaning to that side. And I used to, you know, be amongst a lot of Rasta people while growing up. So when I went to England, I was singing in the dance hall, but I tried not to do anything slack or anything negative. You know, it didn't really turn me on. I would sing more dancehall songs and things, but I never really sing any song that was like violent or slack or anything that was immoral and thing, you know. And then when by chance now living in after I leave England in after 10 years living in there from 1982 to 1992, I came to Jamaica and I started recording with Exterminator, who I knew from long time as well. I knew him from England. I did my first recording for Exterminator in 1984. Yeah, so I knew Fatis long time, and I started recording. When I came back to Jamaica, I started recording with Exterminator, and I decided that I was going to stick on the cultural part and the righteous part, So I made that my life mission to sing cultural and positive music to uplift the people, because I looked around at that time in the 80s, it was like the dancehall era, and a lot of negative and badness and those kind of music was being pushed out there. And when I came to Jamaica in early 90s now, 92, I wanted to be part of the change. So I started to sing more cultural Rastafari oriented music.
Yeah. If you don't mind telling us, a little bit about, your journey of Rastafari, you know what I'm saying? Like, what, how you, what was really your encounter with Rasta, and then, you know, how did it really influence, a lot of the decisions that you made, personally, and then as an artist as well?
Okay. Well, as I said, while as a youth growing up in Jamaica, I would encounter the Rastafari people, because at school there was right across the road from us, there was a Rasta camp, and I would go over there and hook up with the Rasta man them and things. So I always noticed the Rasta man how he talk about love and righteousness, and he was a peaceful man, and he was self-reliant. All those things that I admired in people. So when I went abroad and then come back to Jamaica, and seeing that the powerful influence that Rastafari had. And also when I was in England, I learned a lot about Haile Selassie and about Ethiopia. So when I came back to Jamaica and started recording, I just decided to myself that I wanted to be a member of the Rastafarian faith. At that time it wasn't so much loved and respected, but I just decided that that's the way I wanted to go. And I put on my locks and I started to say Rastafari, and at the same time I met Luciano at that same time, a little
Yeah.
bit before that. But them time there, when I met him, none of us had locks. We were just
Ballin'.
youths just love singing and thing. But
Right.
I noticed that, within the trad of Lucian, I saw him as a humble and a clean youth,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of inspired me to embrace Rastafari more. So I, decided to put on my locks and I embraced the faith.
Right.
And, here I am today, many years after, still embracing the faith, still doing the music to uplift and strengthen and educate the people.
So
So I give thanks for that.
what was that journey like? I mean, become a Rasta man, embracing the Rastafarian faith. What was that journey like over the years, man? I mean, I'm sure you possibly experienced a lot of challenges
Persecution.
within persecution within your inner circle, your family, some of the
Yes,
closest people to you.
my mother was a Christian, so she never too like Rastafari. But yeah, but after a while, she became accepting it because she saw that it changed my attitude. I became, a more humble person, a more useful and dedicated person to her as well. So she embraced it. That's in the family. Around me, people, they would look at me skeptically because they probably thought that I was just doing it for a fashion thing or, you know.
Right. A
But
trend.
after a while, they saw that I was genuine to the faith, So
Yeah.
it changed their attitude towards me.
Not to be controversial, but maybe just a little bit. I know you were just talking about how your mom was a Christian. What was some of the things that you saw maybe within Christian circles that it was kind of like a void that Rasta was able to fill?
Well, the thing is that one of the things that Rastafari was able to fill within the void of Christianity was knowledge of self and knowledge of people, of who we are as a people, and our culture and our heritage. I mean, Rastafari, we are associated with Marcus Garvey, the teachings of Marcus Garvey, and also Haile Selassie. And those teachings not only were words, but they were life actions. So within Rastafari, I learned to try to live what I speak about. You know what I mean? I had to set a pattern I was living what as they say, walk the walk and talk the talk. Yeah. So
Exactly.
that's what Rastafari enabled me to do that. Now, that was a void that we saw within Christianity because many Christians to me were like hypocritical. They would come to church on Sunday and say, "Oh, hallelujah, praise the Lord." But as soon as church done, they were,
Only
um,
bad vibes.
yeah, them gone in the same old dirty vibes. So Rastafari wasn't like that. Yeah, Rastafari have to live that life right through because the same people who you were amongst were always watching you, and if you weren't doing something right, they would say, "But I know so Rasta live, Rasta don't do that, and Rasta don't do this." So you had to live to a certain standard. So that was what Rastafari did for me, and that was kind of the void it filled. It was like a living testimony of your faith,
But
and that's what Rastafari is. Rastafari is
so
a living testimony of the faith.
a question into you, Mikey.
Interestingly
I
enough, because
mean, okay, you're
I
not
was gonna say
just
like
one.
interest,
Go on,
like in,
GFire. Go on.
like
Sorry.
interestingly enough, you say that because it's really what Christianity demands, but unfortunately, one way or another, we've gotten away from that.
Well, you see,
True.
the
In
thing is,
general,
Rastafari is a form of Christianity, because really and truly
right?
we follow Haile Selassie, and
Same
Haile
roots, yeah,
Selassie is a Christian king. You see me? But the
Mm.
thing with
exactly.
Haile Selassie lived what he spoke, yeah, and all his words and his testimony. His life was a testimony. So when you become Rastafari, your life has to become a testimony in order to follow his majesty in the right way, you know?
Right. Right. Yeah. That,
Exactly.
I mean, that is so true. That is so true. So, I mean, are you with a record label?
Yes, I have a label. I have my own record label. It's called Kabbalah First Music.
Kabbalah First Music. How many
Yeah.
artists you have signed to that label?
It's my own label. We created it in about 2000 1999. I was with Luciano. We were mostly voicing for Exterminator Productions at the time. But after we broke off from Exterminator, I formed this record label because I wanted to get my music out, and I wasn't waiting on anybody to do it for me. So I formed the label. So the label is Kabbalah First Music. I put out many 45s and couple singles and albums as well.
Awesome. I mean, been listening to you and Luciano over the years. I mean, growing up as a kid, etc. and whatnot. And I mean, you guys are quite dynamic. What's the relationship like with you and Lucci, man, in 2021?
It's good, man. It's good. You know, he's my blood brother. I still love him same way. We still connect regular. I mean, most of the times why I don't see him is because I have a farm down in the country in St. Thomas. And so I go down there every Thursday and Friday. So I don't see him on those days. But right through the rest of the week, I see him. I go and check him. We do dubs together, you know, and sometimes he's in the studio, he's doing dubs. As he's singing a song, I go in there and I help him sing harmonies or so, you know. So we still connect, man. We're still very close. We had a new song that we recently recorded, a song called Redemption, you know, which is doing very well on the street.
We're gonna get into that. You just said something interesting. You say y'all are blood brothers.
No, not really blood brothers. I mean, but you know, he's like a blood brother to me.
A brother in the faith as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Got you. Definitely. Big up yourself, Luciano, wherever you are right now, man. Been always, I mean, somebody that, you know, really look up to. Been producing positive music over the years. You and the great legendary Mikey General. So, Mikey, I mean, GFire, you think we should get into the song right now?
Yeah, I just had you know, just wanted to say that, you know, for me, you know, Luciano was a really big influence. You know, for me personally, really getting to understand, you know, reggae, you know, as far as, you know, the music and the lifestyle, and that's kind of a question that I wanted to pose to you. You know, is to you is reggae music is it an industry or is it a lifestyle, and why?
It is an industry, but it's also a lifestyle as well.
Tell us.
Yeah. And why is it a lifestyle? Let's look at the great works of Bob Marley. Bob Marley, he sang about positiveness, but he also lived a positive life as well, because he was a great contributor to the people. You know, he was very kind. Everybody knows that the kindness of Bob Marley, how he helped a lot of people, you know, especially in Jamaica here. And we believe that that tradition still continues. A reggae artist should be one who is reaching out to the people, one who goes out there and help them, you know, and in any way he can, whether physically, financially, or whatever he can do to uplift a person. I believe that reggae music, a reggae artist should put himself in a position to be easily accessible to the people. You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
That's what I believe. So reggae is a lifestyle and it is an industry, because in the industry wise, it is a business.
Right.
And yeah, and you know, you have sound systems, you have stage shows, you have dub plates and all these things, and many people make a living from it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it is an industry and it is a lifestyle as well.
So, you know, interestingly, Mikey General just said, I mean, this great stuff that Bob Marley used to be doing and stuff like that when he was alive. So tell us about Mikey General. What is it? Who are some of the artists out there that Mikey General take under his wings and put out there?
Well, right now I'm sitting with one of my brethren named Baba Tunde. You know, we recorded a song with him called Back and Belly Rat. That was like one of his biggest songs as well. There was a Milton Blake, you know, we did some recording with him. And yeah, mostly Baba Tunde and Milton Blake. They were Africano, he was around us as well too. A person named Africano who's in Bahamas now. But you know, those are like some of the main artists, but mostly we really work with ourselves, really, me and Luciano and thing, you know, but we would record songs and drop albums on the street and 45 on the street, you know.
Beautiful.
What
will Mikey General
say
get
into this, man?
His greatest inspiration?
Let's get into this exclusive
track.
All
right, let's get into the track.
Yeah, man.
Let's get into the
Really
track.
big tune. Really enjoy the tune. Really enjoy the chemistry that that you and Luciano have on this track. So, gonna definitely get into this track. Just want to shout out our listeners right now, of course, across our network as well as the Live 365 Radio Network. And so, definitely shout out to Brooklyn, New York, Georgetown, Guyana, Kingston, and Portmore, Jamaica. Jamaica representing real hard right now. So definitely want to big up Jamaica right now, and all of our listeners across the world who are listening, as well as on Facebook
We got
Live.
Trinidad and
Me
Tobago locked on, Georgia and
Yeah,
Guyana,
man.
St. Lucia. So
St.
yeah,
Lucia
we're
as
locked
well.
right now,
Yes,
man.
indeed.
Yeah, we're locked. London, England. All right, let's get into the track right now. Luciano
Let's do
featuring
it.
the great Mikey General. All right, good people, listen to Friday Night Vibes. Good to see Reggae Sound up buying us together.
Hey,
Come on, turn it up, turn it up.
hey, hey, hey.
Upon us, His grace is
Hey,
forever.
hey.
Pam, 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 pam.
Wisdom to the righteous, and
Pull it up,
strength so
GFire,
we
pull it
can
up,
Yo, the tune wicked, yo. Pull up
pull it
that,
up,
pull up
pull
that.
it up. Girls don't scared. They say you can't play the song once, you gotta play it twice. On the Friday Night Vibes, we got the honorable, legendary Mikey General in the building. All right. Good. All right, good
Oh,
people. If you guys would like to
well.
say something to the artist, you guys can definitely text us in the studio. Send us a voice and send us a text message on 919 408 7455 or 646 443 6970.
once again. The blessing of the Most High is upon us. His grace is forevermore. And that I give wisdom to the righteous and strength so we can endure. Although this generation is rebellious and the youth them broke out like so, still have to give them music that is conscious. So up with your ways.
Hey, hey, hey.
So everybody better listen to this selection. I get a looking and a combination. Say this I wanna come to uplift the nation. Wow, the redemption, and I hope everybody feel the connection. My general she and a combination. Say we come here to come uplift the nation. Why, boy? Crime and violence escalating all over the place. And the things that are happening is a big disgrace. Cause when you listen to some lyrical contents, inciting war and violence, and some music that make no sense. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it.
Yeah, I tell you, run
Yeah, man.
tune, run tune.
I wonder if you can see this. Drop it, drop it. On the dirty, I got dirty habit. They're gonna put the message in the lyric. Cause the people damn need it. This is the redemption. So everybody better listen this selection. Mikey General Luciana combination. And this is one you complete up with nation.
Big tune, boy, big tune.
Redemption. And I hope everybody feel the connection. Mikey General Luciana combination. And this one you come to uplift the nation. Wow, redemption, yeah. So much about resurrection.
Yeah, man. Restoration, redemption,
Yes.
correction, new direction.
His grace is forevermore.
Yeah, man.
And that I give his wisdom to the righteous and strength so we can endure. Although this generation is rebellious and the youth them broke out like so, we have to give them music that is conscious and keep our future well secure. This is the redemption, so everybody better listen to this selection. General Luchi and a combination. This is when they come to uplift the nation. Wow, and the redemption, and I hope everybody feel the connection. Mikey General Luchi and a combination.
Nation.
When you complete uplift the nation. Redemption now. Redemption. Long time we are tell them that we are one day. But they never want to hear. Don't them living in woe and despair.
Yeah, man.
I tell you what a combination. Luciana featuring the one and only legendary Mikey General.
Without a
Mikey.
vision, perish, man.
DJ GFire.
Yo.
I never know you can't sing, man.
Mikey. Mikey, tell you this. Maybe you should pull him in the studio and get do a collaboration, man.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man. The man can sing, man. He can sing.
Yes, indeed, he can.
I hear my draw some note, there, man.
Yeah, man. Maybe GFire, tell you this,
Yep.
brother. Maybe you need to get into the studio, brother.
You
never know.
I keep talking, but you know, it's just. Let me get a. It's
What
like
about
every
collaboration,
every time
Mikey
I wanna-
General and GFire?
Yo, I already have some. I already have something I'm working on, so I don't know. We'll have to see, man.
Oh, really? You
Yeah,
never
yeah.
know, man.
Yeah, man. But I hear him drawing some notes, man. I know he's a singer.
Absolutely, he is.
Long time.
Yeah,
Love.
he is definitely.
Love to sing, you know.
Yeah.
So, Mikey, tell us, man, what was the thoughts behind that song with you and Luciano, man?
Well, that song, it was recorded for some people in New York called Dubstar Records. And the producer his name is Quack. He reached out to me, you know, DJ Q. He reached out to me and said to me that you know, he wanted a combination with me and Luciano. You know, and he sent the rhythm and we recorded this song at cause he came to Jamaica and we actually recorded the song at Mixing Lab Studios in Kingston. And you know, it was just like a vibes. We were just in the studio, wanted something to sing, and you know.
Yeah, that's how it sounds. It sounds real, you know, intimate.
Vibesy.
Yeah. And we just write the song right on the spot. I was singing.
Right on the spot.
And
wow.
It was like a joyful song. It's a song that's bringing joy, you know, encouraging people say that, yo, don't watch nothing, dancehall still nice same way. You know, don't watch the COVID or whatever they're bringing about. Just continue to enjoy yourself and just know that the music has redemption in it. When you listen to the music, it lifts you, it strengthens you, and it redeems you. You know?
Live up again self, man. Yeah.
Beautiful. But you know, over the years, Mikey, there's been a lot of talk going around. Dancehall music changed, the whole spectrum of reggae music has changed. Do you share the same sentiment?
I would say some of the characters of music have changed and their influence, the characters within the music, they have changed, you know, like people like Vibes Cartel and Mavado and those things, they have changed the face of dancehall and brought it to be a more coarser form of music, which
more fashionable, more modern.
More modern and fashionable, but the lyrics sometimes are violent and negative, you know what I mean? And then on the cultural side, you have many artists who have come, you know, you have Richie Spice, Taurus Riley, all those artists who have come and who they still maintain some of the original message and foundation of the music, you know.
Morgan Heritage as well, you know.
Morgan Heritage as well.
Absolutely,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Big up.
So in a fact that the music and the message of the music hasn't changed much, but the characters have changed.
Because that will bring my next question to you, because we talk about violence, and not only Kingston, Jamaica have been affected over the years with crime and violence, because a lot of people say the lyrics basically causing a lot of brothers to shoot each other down and stuff like that, right? Crime, I mean, Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean have been very high, but way back in the 1990s, way back in the 1980s and the 1970s. Yes, we have these two brothers, I mean, Vibes Cartel and Mavado. Big up Vibes Cartel and Mavado, wherever they are, wherever they listen. No love lost, respect you guys. This whole Gully Gaza thing and whatnot. And you find a lot of guys in Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean seems to kind of gravitate from this old gully and Gaza thing. It's just like Tupac and Biggie Small back in the 1990s, East Coast, West Coast kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
Vibes
think
Cartel and Mavado is just like
we,
the
we
Caribbean
need to
version of
look we
Biggie
need
and
to look a
Tupac.
little deeper. We
Yeah,
need to
go
look a
on,
little deeper into this thing.
go on,
You know, and for me, I have nothing to lose or gain. You know what I'm saying? For
go
me,
on.
I just keep it real. I keep it 100. There
Straight up,
are
go on, man.
people, there are people above these people that control these people. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
And
I
absolutely.
agree.
you
I
know,
will agree with you that GFire.
you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because there's not a lot in this world to be gained from righteousness. You know what I'm saying?
no, not at
In
all.
this world, the worldly things, you cannot gain the worldly things pursuing the spiritual things. You know what I'm saying? You cannot
True,
um it even the Bible, it teaches us, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world
true,
and lose your soul? You know what I'm
true.
saying? Yes, you will gain popularity. Yes, you will, you will gain notoriety. You will have the money, have, your bad girls and all of that, but all that thing there. But listen, like ultimately what we see is it's the same unfortunate um
Mm-hmm.
it's the same unfortunate, lingering infections of colonialism that takes two very talented people, that
Oh yeah,
being Movado and Vibes Cartel, and takes those two people and cause them to war against one another and inspire people who don't even own the land that they walk on to war against one another and die
yeah.
for something
Tur-
that
tur-
doesn't even
turf for
belong to
turf,
them. You know what I'm
turf for
saying?
turf. You know what I'm saying? Crazy.
And so for
Real
me,
talk, GFire.
Yeah,
Real
it's
yeah,
true.
talk, you know. And I
and
believe that there are people behind the music because
True.
after Bob Marley died, cause we believe that they killed Bob Marley. Nobody can tell me say them never
I
kill him.
believe that too. I
Yeah, they
believe that
killed
too.
him. They killed him because his message was so powerful and enlightening people. They got rid of him. And
Yeah,
those forces are still at work in Jamaica as well. Because in the 80s, shortly after Bob Marley died, was the rise of dancehall to the stage where it became a lot of negative um, aspects of dancehall of the music came out. And, it influenced the people and the lifestyle start getting more violent and thing. And in the 90s also with the cartel and those set cartel come like in a 2000.
2000. Yeah,
Yeah, but in the 80s and the 90s too.
yeah. The Supercat, the Ninja Man.
Bounty
Yeah,
Killer and Beanie Man
yeah,
and
yeah. But the badness thing was being profiled as well. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
So what we have to understand, and to Vibes Cartel and Movado. See, here's the great thing about still being above the ground. You know what I'm saying? Yes, for Vibes Cartel, he's going through a lot right now. Same with Movado, along with his son and different things like that. The thing is, as long as you're still above the ground, and I don't know if these people will listen to what I'm saying, but as long as you're above the ground, you still have an opportunity to
Yeah,
turn the thing around. And I think
I
one of
agree
absolutely.
the
with that.
things
I agree with that.
one of the things that we have to look at is that God, God, Jah, however you want to put it
Whatever you want to
forth,
call it. Yeah,
however you want to call it, at the
yeah.
The
end,
most high.
whoever you want to call him, when it's all said
Yeah.
and done, he has gifted all of us with a great amount of influence.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
the people that control these musicians and these producers and stuff, they understand more than the people that actually put the music out. They understand even greater the amount of influence that they can have over people. And so for me,
Exactly.
I would definitely encourage and urge,
But
each and every one of us to, let's not take lightly the influence that we have.
No,
music is
we
powerful, G5. This is one of the things we need
Yeah,
to
man.
understand. Right?
yeah.
You're born with music. You die, they sing Amazing Grace to take you to take you home, right? But you see, one of the things a lot of artists as well to need to understand, and not even only artists, I mean, we're talking about artists, for us as broadcasters as well. When you open
Exactly.
that mic is powerful,
Mm-hmm.
right? We can make and break people. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important whenever, as an artist or as a presenter, broadcaster, whatever you want to call it, when we open that mic, we must be a positive influence to people
That's right.
because you know what the people basically gravitate to a lot of the stuff that out there.
And
Straight trend.
one thing you can say about UVC radio. One of the things about us is that we don't deal with that drama. We don't deal with breaking people down. If
Oh,
anything,
absolutely not.
if we can uplift people, and we don't tolerate it, amongst
True,
ourselves either. We
true,
really try to be, brothers and sisters of accountability
true.
to say,
Absolutely
what,
in it.
this is this is what is tolerable. This is what is not, and we always call for reconciliation. And I think that once we begin to really understand that, we can begin to be the change that we want to see.
Yeah.
I have seen the message of reggae.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there is still a great need for it, and there always will be, because the pure message of reggae
Mm-hmm.
and consciousness
It's
throughout the
love.
world is needed. You cannot deny that, and I think that's why we're seeing it, even though
Mm-hmm.
maybe mainstream Jamaica is not embracing it as much as they did before.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's being exported. We see it in Germany. We see it in New Zealand. We see it
Australia, New
in
Zealand,
we,
in the
we see it
United
in
States as
Hawaii a
well.
great deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so people are finding the truth wherever they are,
Yeah.
because one thing about the truth, it can always be found as long as you seek it, right?
Mm-hmm.
True,
So
true, true, true.
Mm-hmm.
so this is just where we are. And I think for me, reggae
Mm-hmm.
music really helped me, deal with a lot of
Same here, man.
struggles myself in understanding,
Same here.
people and relationships of different people and different
Yeah.
racial groups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And had I not had that,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of really probably would have been really led astray in a lot of different respects. So for me, I'm
Absolutely.
grateful for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
man,
same. It's the
and
same.
I think many people can testify to that as well. That reggae music had a positive influence on their lives, and they change their attitude,
Mm-hmm.
towards how they look at life and look at things.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yeah,
look at
man, reggae
people.
music is that, yeah, and look at people too, yeah. Cause reggae music is that kind of music. It's an influential music. And remember, the foundation of the music is love.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
a
exactly.
song that really that always sticks with me whenever I do a reggae set or something like that. Always, a man is still a man by Morgan Heritage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A big
Big track,
tune. You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Big tune.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From the 3-in-1 album. And one of the things that it talks about is that it's not so much what that person looks like, but really the like Martin Luther King said, the content of character, regardless of your origin, where you come from. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said before, the truth is always the truth. That's the one
Yeah.
thing that is always absolute.
Exactly. The truth is absolute.
I
Yeah.
still think
And
reggae music is still alive and well. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Oh
As
it
yeah,
is.
Mikey
It,
said,
it is
definitely.
alive and well. It is
is the
alive
character.
and well.
Because for me, as you rightly said, GFire, reggae music actually help you to find yourself. For me, growing up as a youth as well. Too, I've listened to Mikey General. I mean, a lot of songs from Mikey General, a lot of songs from Luciano. And I mean, to be honest with you, it's just so many great songs. I can't really pinpoint on any one of them. But one of the songs, you see Luciano sang over the years as well to this, Lord Give Me Strength. Man, this is a
Mm.
power. Big up yourself, Luciano, if you listen. I know you're going to definitely listen. Lord Give Me Strength. Very, very, very powerful song. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, definitely. Do you have a next track by Mikey General we can push in right now?
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
All right,
yeah,
We
go
man.
on.
want
I
we
have
want to
many
play.
songs. I sent some songs, and some of them I sent was off my latest album called "We the People." So I'm pushing that, and I also have some new singles as well.
All right.
Mhm.
All right, we got Damien Rose in the building right now. All right.
Yeah,
So
man.
G5 in the meantime, between time, line up the track, checking the folder there. We got a couple of albums there with Mikey
Yo,
General
DJ
as
Kane,
well.
big up yourself, man. Big up, big up, big up, big up.
Big up yourself. Yo, DJ Ken, what would you like to say to the artists? Quickly. Because we have a next interview lineup. What would you like to say to the artists? Yeah? All right, good
All right.
people.
Well,
Yeah, go on,
while he
G5.
get it together, is of course it's Friday Night Vibes. If you want to join us, definitely hit us up 919-408-7455 on WhatsApp. You can also call or text that number in the US. Also Zoom
Join us on Zoom.
543-972-1652. And you can also join us on Facebook Live. And we're also you can check us out, listen to us on our website, unitedvisionconnect.org/radio.
And
And
also the
you can
Simple
also
Radio.
check us out on the Live 365 Radio Network right here.
Also,
This
you
is
guys can check
UVC
it out on
Radio.
my tuner radio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, my tuner as well. You know what I'm saying? So definitely check us
If
out
you guys
there.
have Lady Amazon, you guys can definitely check in there. Check in, don't check out. Because you know why? We have the general in
man.
the studio right now. You can't check out.
And the slogan for UVC Radio, it got truth all over it. It's the sound that binds us together. So let's get with it.
All right, let's get into it.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man.
As I say, you got to be in it to win it. So right now, we are win right now. We now go back. We'll go forward.
If Jah should take away his spirit, all flesh would perish. If he should take away his breath, all flesh would go. This I know, this I'm sure.
This is a beautiful song, and I love this song. Wow.
I saw the sunrise today, and I know it's not going up, man. Nature never disobeys the commands of the Almighty One. Everything in creation is a manifestation of a Zion King, the world and all therein. Praise his name. 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 Some people don't realize the importance of their lives. Is to manifest a higher self to the things that are right. Some look for heaven in the skies. While I am here, I'm gonna eat my pie. The kingdom of God is within, so I'm gonna keep my soul from sin. Praise his name. Praise his name. Praise his name. Praise his name. Just take away his spirit, all flesh would perish. If he should take away his breath, all flesh would go. This I know, this I'm sure, this I know, this I'm sure. Some look for heaven in the sky. While I am here, I'm gonna eat my pie. The kingdom of God is within, so I'm gonna keep my soul from sin. Praise his name. Praise his name. Praise his name. Praise his name.
Beautiful track right there. Of course, praise his name right here. Mikey General.
This
Yeah.
song sounds so spiritual, so deep. So
Mhm.
deep, man.
Yeah, I
Mikey.
recorded that
Yes.
song for Dean Fraser. He produced that album with me called Red, Green, and Gold. And that was like one of the songs on the album, you know. That
Beautiful.
song, I actually composed that song with my guitar. You know?
Awesome, man.
Yeah, so that
Definitely
song
sound
was
like that kind of song, you know?
yeah,
It's very deep, very deep, very deep. Yeah, man, definitely would like to shout out everybody who locked in right now. We got Lady T listening down there in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Yeah, big up everybody who locked in right now. So the like the vibes, man. Mikey General, you know, the one and only
Yeah,
legend,
man.
Mikey General, in the
Give
studio.
thanks.
Good people, big up yourself, big up yourself. So the people love you, Mikey.
Yeah, man, we love the people too.
Yeah, man, respect. So tell us, Mikey, um, boy, the old COVID thing come around. I mean, a lot of stuff. Artists can't really go on tour. What the pandemic has really taught you, man?
Well, it has taught me many things.
Talk to us.
First thing, it has taught me to be more aware of my surroundings. It has taught me also that I must always try and be self-reliant. You know what I mean? So I don't have to depend on any outside source to feed me. I must always try to think, and it also brought me closer to my family as well, because I had to be amongst them more. So there are many things that benefits that I've received out of it. Just the solitude and the coming together of the family sometimes, and just being around people who you love. So those are the
Interesting.
things that I got out of it. And yet still there's so many negative things also, because I see the evilness of some people in the world when they send out a virus like this. We know now for sure that it is a man-made virus. There's no doubt about that. And one of the things that um appalls me is when I look and see that something like this was created for use against man. You know what I mean? So there's so much good and bad that you can learn during this time. You just have to be focused and be aware of what is happening.
Interested. You said something interesting. The COVID basically brought you a lot closer to your family. So is it a situation because you haven't the whole country locked down, you can't really go on tour and stuff like that? It kind of like, you know what? All right, can't really go to the clubs, can't really go on tour. You know what? Maybe this is the time for family. Is it a situation like that because you're not able to go out there? What? Tell the people.
Well, not being able to go on tour and to see the people, that is a big drawback. But other than that, we're still working because we are doing 45s. We're doing a lot of singles. I recently done a LP, for some people called Reality Shock, who are based in the UK. So, really, we've been working on things. So, we just have to ride out the storm. And that is what we are trying to do.
So GFire, I'm gonna bring you in shortly. So tell us, Ben. Outside of Jamaica, where in the Caribbean you would say we don't want to match up anything to anybody. So good people, no love lost here. Where in the Caribbean, outside of Jamaica, you would say the people receive Mikey General? I mean, everything top. I mean,
well, I would
real
say Barbados and Trinidad.
beautiful. Tell us, man.
Yeah, Barbados is a place that they love my music over there and they support me too. So I have a lot of respect for the Bajan people. And Trinidad too, they like conscious music, they like music
True.
that uplift them and thing and strengthen them. And about a lot of Rastafari Bajan in Trinidad as well. So, those are the places right through the Caribbean, people accept them us, but we're more popular in some countries than others. Yeah.
GFire, take it away. And if you had any question.
Yeah. Definitely. Really appreciate you coming out and contributing to what we're doing here with Friday Night Vibes. If we could, I wanted to get into a new song. This album was released probably about a year ago by Luciano that kind of speaks about a lot of the different things we were talking about, and of course, this particular track is called "Na
Do I know that
Plating."
track? Oh, well, yeah, I
Na
do.
Plating,
I do. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
So let's go on ahead. Let's get into this track, and definitely when we come back, we'll have some last words from Mikey General, and then move on to
Yes.
our next guest right
Yes,
here
indeed.
on Friday Night Vibes on UVC Radio, the song that binds us together.
It's together.
Yeah, man.
People have the lethal weapon, the dangerous weapon, weapon of destruction. Don't have no nothing for your ramping. I'll play with it. I take a life with it. I know nothing for your ramping. I'll play with it. So don't be stupid. You know what it is.
Yeah, man. UBC, we say stop the violence. Gotta stop the violence, man.
Yes, sir.
I'll play with, I take a life with. I know nothing for your ramping. I'll play with. So
Talk to the people, them Luciano.
you know what is them have a ghetto slang. Me hear them even put it in a song. I wonder where the hell them get that from. Talk about good and them thing there. Now I know that something is wrong. A devil vibes is coming through the land. Them killing woman and baby in wrong. Them thing that fit fling way.
What you say?
You know something for your ramping. I play with it. I take a life with it. I know nothing for your ramping. I play with it. So don't be stupid. I know nothing for your ramping. I play with it. I take a life with it.
Yo, young people, do me a favor, check the next verse.
So don't be stupid. Here's a little story about a youth who was playing with another youth. With a gun that they think couldn't shoot. A gun they found in their own backyard. A shot was left in the barrel. We hear blah, 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 blah. Blood start run like sorrel. Mama ball, oh Lord. A little bikini just dead like that. You live like a gun, you will die by it. Take it, my brother, take it. Don't you take another life. Leave your brother on the side. Put on a something for your ramping. I'll play with it. I take a life with it. I know something for your ramping. I'll play with it. So don't be stupid. Put on a something for your ramping. I'll play with it. I take a life with it. I know something for your ramping. You're right. So man leave them bed and I sleep at night cold. I rob people place and I call it night proud. Give on the shout another innocent deed. Yet another victim of the night prowler laid. No some name down a station. Under some serious allegation. They need them rob a gas station. And kill a little woman over Britain. You better be wise. I'm telling you man, better think twice before you take another life. I'm telling you, you man, you better think twice. Yes. Put on something for your ramping. I'll play with it. I take a life with it. I know something for your ramping. I'll play with it. Say don't be stupid. Good I know something in your ramping. I'll play with it. Take a life with it. I know nothing in your ramping. I'll play with it. So don't be stupid. Every day you get up like a two-gun kid. Busting your gun like it's been dead for rapid. Just up in a rock and just up in a way. Run like some human pig.
Yeah, man, definitely
Yes, indeed.
play with, you know what I'm saying?
Put down the gun, good people. Put down the machete. Too much blood spill.
Yeah,
All
man.
right. Too many mothers, as they say in Jamaica. Too many women,
Just
too many
crying out,
women
man.
are ball. We don't want them thing no more again, man. You know what I'm
No, man.
saying? Let us live in love and unity. Yo, Mikey. Yeah, man. What is it you have to say to the people who have been supporting you over the years, man?
Yo, Mike. You sleep,
Mikey,
brother?
turn on the mic, man. All right,
Yo,
mute.
Mike on, you know.
Mikey,
yo.
all right.
Oh, there we go.
I slightly drift away. Was thinking about something. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Show you that drifting at the Atlantic.
Oh,
All right,
man.
we're there.
Good meditation.
Mm.
All right.
So
We have to say to your people, man. We have to say to your fans before we wrap up this interview.
Well, I just want to tell the people out there that are listening to good reggae music out there, just continue to live a good and clean life. Out there, it's not an easy world out there. We're easily being tricked and manipulated by the bigger heads in society. As GFire rightly said, there are people behind everything that we see happening there. So I tell people to focus on the Most High, focus on doing good music, and also to focus on living your word. You know what I mean? Try to, what you speak, let your words and your action be in sync. Because that's what I'm trying right now. It's very hard to do, but I try my best to do it.
Yeah, man. Real.
yeah, man.
Mikey, it's been a pleasure, definitely. We kind of run out of time.
Yes, brother Rocco, King Rocco, give thanks, man. It's been
Yeah, man. Eli.
Haile Selassie.
Rastafari.
And I want to bless up GFire for asking some very good questions and giving a nice, decent, and very good point of view on the subjects that we touch. So I really honor you, brothers, and I hope that you continue to do the works that you're doing, play that good quality music, and uplift the people.
Straight.
For sure.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Yes,
We're gonna definitely keep pushing Mikey General Music. And yo, talk to Lucci. We need to get Lucci in the building.
Yeah, man, I'll talk to him about it.
All right, bless up yourself, Mikey General.
Yes, and you keep strong. Yes,
yeah.
GFire, love, yeah?
Yeah, man, much love.
Respect to you, Papa.
Yes,
man.
Respect.
All right.
Take care, man.
GFire, end up recording in the stream.
You got it, man. Go on ahead and let's go on ahead and voice the people segue into the break, brother.
All right, yeah, we're gonna definitely get Lady Tia in the building shortly. All right. So